Motors, and now Wacker Noise and Construction Equipment. We have a 3-bay shop where we not only service the brands we sell, but we also work on most major brands including Kubota, John Deere, and New Holland. We carry a wide variety of parts, filters, belts, and fluids. We have a fully stocked hydraulic shop and can build hoses for most machines while you wait. Chainsaw or weed eater need some TLC, we work on small engines too. We even offer welding and fabrication services. We have been earning the Peninsula's trust for over 25 years with your animal's care, and we look forward to earning your trust with your equipment's care too.
News Radio KONP Business.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. More Americans are worried about their jobs. The Federal Reserve's annual survey of household economics and decision-making finds that amid almost no job growth in 2025, 42% of U.S. adults say they were concerned about finding or holding on to a job, and nearly all respondents say they were worried about inflation. The Producer Price Index, a measure of inflation at the wholesale level before products hit consumers, shot up 6% in April, year over year, the highest level in 4 years. That's raising bets that the Fed will likely raise interest rates before lowering them to get a handle on stubbornly high inflation. And on that note, expect Christmas to cost you more. That's because Chinese suppliers to major U.S. retailers like Walmart and Costco are raising prices for the first time in years to offset surging raw material, oil, and transportation costs. On Wall Street, tech stock trading is offsetting inflation data. The Nasdaq is up more than 1.25%. The S&P ahead 0.2%. The Dow is down just a fraction. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
Right now at Angelus Furniture, take advantage of huge spring savings on Stressless by Eckernes. Save $200 on each Stressless seat. That means 2 seats are $400 off, 3 are $600 off, and so on, up to 5 seats. Check out the beautiful mint low back with arms in Paloma teal blue and black leather, and the Emily angled sofa with wide arms in Paloma chestnut. The spring stressless sale going on now through June 1st at Angelus Furniture.
It's National Karastan Month at McCrory Carpet One. When you choose Karastan flooring, you choose timeless pieces that fit perfectly within your home, flawlessly crafted for long-lasting beauty. And when you pair Karastan with expert installation from McCrory Carpet One, you have flooring that stands the test of time. During Karastan Month, you'll find the biggest Karastan savings of the year with prices starting at just $2.99 a square foot for carpet and $4.99 a square foot for LVP. National Karastan Month at McCrory Carpet One going on now.
News Radio KONP. Traffic and roads.
Right, back up to Clallam Transit Dispatch Center we go now with a look at the noontime traffic. Steve's got that for us. Good afternoon, Steve.
Hi there. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, kind of a busy afternoon out there. If you're in the Port Angeles Esquim area, you're going to find a lot of traffic right now making its way through town. It seems to be moving along fairly well, but definitely some slowdowns. Lincoln Street has been pretty busy this morning. Also, Front and First Street at the east end of town, a lot of traffic trying to squeeze through the construction area there that's causing some slowdown, so just be aware of that. If you're on the highway between the two cities, things smooth out a little bit from Morris Creek at least to Sequim. Things moving along right at the speed limit. Busy out there, but like I say, right at the speed limit. Beyond the Sequim area, Hood Canal Bridge good to go with no scheduled marine openings, although they are going to have the 10 o'clock closure tonight. That's 10 o'clock till 5 a.m., so plan ahead if you're going across the water. State ferries seem to be doing okay and running on time. West End traffic, we're looking good all the way out to the Forks area. A couple little construction areas along the way. Out by Lake Crescent, about milepost 231, I believe. That is causing some slowdowns, but overall, a good trip for you. So everybody take care, be safe. This is Steve reporting live from Clallam Transit for KONP.
Thank you, Steve. Weather forecast today calls for some clouds at times, some sun breaks as well, and maybe even a shower later this afternoon. Upper 50s to mid 60s. West wind's going to increase in gusts to 35 miles per hour late this afternoon and gusty right into tonight. Tonight, partly cloudy skies for the most part with lows in the 40s. And then tomorrow, partly sunny, slight chance of showers early in the afternoon Thursday. And highs tomorrow should be in the mid-50s to the lower 60s. Right now, across the North Olympic Peninsula, Port Townsend's got 55 in the east end, 56 out west at Forks, 56 in Sequim, and it's 61 degrees now out at Fairchild Airport here in Port Angeles. Well, we mentioned this before, but the circus is rolling into town this weekend. Yeah, the biggest, greatest big top circus the upper left has ever seen is rolling into town. The Flynn Creek Circus is being set up right next to Field Hall for this weekend. You can expect high-flying acrobatics, jaw-dropping feats, laugh-out-loud comedy, and heart-pounding circus magic that will delight kids and grown-ups alike. Still a few tickets available. You can go to Field Hall's website to check those out. But do step right up and enjoy the experience, the joy and the spectacle, the thrill of the circus, fun for the whole family. And we're going to get you into the circus. Yeah, we've got a 4-top table to Flynn Creek Circus for Sunday evening's performance at 5 p.m. this Sunday. It's a $230 value, and we're going to draw from entries in a text-to-win contest. So right now, text the word circus to 360-457-1450. The word is circus. Text circus to 360-457-1450. And later this hour, we're going to be drawing from all of those, and one of you is going to win a 4-top table to the Flynn Creek Circus happening at Field Hall. This will be the 5 p.m. performance on this Sunday evening.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
You know, one of the weirder things I've seen on social media lately is parents feeding their babies butter, like whole sticks of butter. They swear that it helps them feel fuller after meals and get a good night's sleep, among other things. There's actually something to this. You know, butter is full of fat, which a rapidly growing infant needs, but eating butter all the time results in, quote, boxing out other important nutrients they need as well. Spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics told us she recommends half a teaspoon to a teaspoon melted and then added to a puree. Or as they get older, you can drizzle oil or melted butter over cooked vegetables, she told us. We never say just give butter by itself, and it's not the only source of fat she would recommend. Avocados, hummus, fish, they are great sources of fat as well, and also great foods to introduce. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Thinking about starting weight loss treatment? GoodRx is here to help. We offer FDA-approved GLP-1 medications prescribed by licensed providers, including the Wegovy tablet, with straightforward pricing and pickup at your local pharmacy or delivery to your door. All from America's #1 prescription app. Go to goodrx.com/weight loss to get started. GoodRx is not insurance. Cancel anytime. #1 prescription app ranked by a third-party study.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage, it just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Hello, I'm Jerry Stewart, and this is One Moment in America. Can history speak to us as we race toward the future? Is there something from the past worth hearing? I'll give you one such historical word worth hearing after this important message.
Hello, I'm Jerry Stewart with a word from Liberty Village. After President Lincoln gave his 2-minute speech as his part of the Gettysburg Address, so many who heard and read his words called his speech perhaps the greatest speech ever. How can that be? Words so brief, less than 2 minutes, but words so powerful. Lincoln answered that himself. The world will little note nor long remember what we can say here, but it can never forget what they did here. He pointed beyond the speech to the sacrifice, beyond the words to the deeds. And then he reminded us why it mattered, that those who gave their lives had not died in vain, but had secured for us a new birth of freedom. That new birth of freedom is not just a line in a history book, it's a responsibility handed down to us. At Liberty Village, we help families understand and live the values that sustain that freedom. Subscribe to our free monthly founding values lessons and bring those principles into your home. Go to libertyvillage.org/education and register for free today.
As we race toward the future, is there anything in history worth noting? Here's one. Our nation was the first nation in history founded on the belief that people should govern themselves. It was James Madison who said, quote, "This country's birth was a revolution which has no parallel in the annals of human society." And get this. Our U.S. Constitution is the oldest written national constitution still in existence. As we all tire of our nation's struggle today, let us remember that a wonderful model for self-governing was given to us long ago. It worked then, It can certainly work now. And our part in all this? Look to the past. Learn who we are. Stay the course. I'm Jerry Stewart, and that was One Moment in America.
Welcome to Volunteer Spotlight, sponsored by Jim Hagwood, PA Realty. This is Alan Barnard, and this Volunteer Spotlight shines on Peninsula Friends of Animals, a cageless, no-kill, donor-supported animal welfare organization servicing our community since 2000. Their mission is to prevent the birth of unwanted cats and dogs through spay and neuter low-cost clinics and to place as many homeless animals as possible into safe, loving homes. Their dedicated volunteers handle a wide range of roles, including cleaning, socializing, office help, transport, and more. Also coming up on May 16th is their annual fundraising event, a truly possum night. For this event information or to volunteer, please call them at 360-452-0414 extension 3 or email them at pfoa@olipen.com. Sponsored by Jim Hagwood, Port Angeles Realty.
You have a neighborhood auto parts store in Sequim ready to help. Such as when you're getting your trailer set up for the season, rely on A1 Auto Parts and Marine to keep your outdoor adventure on the road. Trailer brakes, axles, bearings, even a hydraulic hose fix. A1 Auto will custom make hydraulic hose while you wait. Find the experts at A1 Auto Parts and Marine to help keep your Northwest adventure moving.
In 1959, Mount Pleasant IGS opened their doors. The newest neighborhood gas and grocery quickly became the one-stop shop for many. Mount Pleasant IGS is still a favorite. Times may have changed, like 25-cent a gallon gas and 20-cent loaves of bread, but the same hometown country store feel is still there, and their customer service is still top priority. From snacks, drinks, and fresh produce to automotive needs, electrical supplies, and fishing bait, Mount Pleasant IGS is still your one-stop shop.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The welcoming ceremony for President Trump as he arrived in Beijing for his summit with Chinese leader Xi Jinping included a military honor guard, a military band, and hundreds of children waving flags and chanting a warm welcome. Meanwhile, President Trump says that the issue of Iran should not be a key part of their discussions this week.
We're going to have a long talk about it. I think he's been relatively good, to be honest with you. You look at the blockade, no problems. They get a lot of their oil from that area. We've had no problem, and he's been a friend of mine. He's been somebody that we get along with, and I think you're going to see that good things are going to happen. This is going to be a very exciting trip. A lot of good things are going to happen.
The talks are expected to focus to some extent on the Iran war, but they'll also be talking about trade between the U.S. and China, tariffs, no doubt, and U.S. arms sales to Taiwan. Russia has launched a massive daytime drone attack on Ukraine, firing at least 800 drones across 20 regions of the country in all. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky now warning at least the possibility after 6 people were killed, there could be possible cruise and ballistic missile strikes on the way from Russia if things continue. House Speaker Mike Johnson is slamming Democrats on the issue of immigration and their opposition to immigration enforcement. More details from Willie Nelson.
Speaker Mike Johnson is criticizing the Democrat Party, saying, quote, "There is not a single Democrat who believes border security or immigration enforcement should exist." In an official press release, the Speaker points to recent comments in the California governor's race, where he says nearly all Democrats answered yes when asked if they support providing health care to illegal aliens. The Speaker says due to this, Republicans are eager to pass a reconciliation bill and get it to the president's desk quickly. Willie Nelson, Washington.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
A new study suggests American children are not being taught how to read properly.
Researchers warn the U.S. is going through a reading recession, a slide that predates the COVID pandemic. A new analysis of scores from 3rd through 8th grade for 5,000 school districts in 38 states found that only 5 states had meaningful growth in reading test scores from 2022 to 25. It also finds students remain nearly a half grade level behind pre-pandemic scores in reading. Jason Walker reporting.
U.S. wholesale inflation came in hot last month. Producer prices rose 6% compared to a year ago for the same period. That was the biggest rise since December of 2022. As a 10-week Iran war pushed up energy prices, it also put pressure on companies to pass along those higher costs to their customers. You'll find breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. A new contract for United Airlines flight attendants.
United Airline flight attendants have approved a new labor contract covering about 30,000 flight attendants, marking their first pay increases in 6 years. The agreement includes an average 31% pay raise this summer and boarding pay worth an additional 7 to 8% in compensation. The agreement also secures expanded job security, pay for lengthy stays, and 10 weeks of paid parental leave. Union leaders say the deal sets a new industry benchmark. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Louisiana officials have agreed to a tentative $4.8 million settlement with the family of Ronald Green. He was a black motorist who died during a violent 2019 roadside arrest carried out by 5 white officers. 2 people with knowledge of the agreement spoke today to the Associated Press. The settlement would end a federal wrongful death lawsuit. You'll find more of these stories at townhall.com.
This is the News Radio KONP Noon Report.
Todd Ortloff in the KONP News Center. Here's a look at what's happening on this Wednesday, May 13th. The Port of Port Angeles officially beginning the process of filling the vacant District 2 Commissioner seat left open by the resignation of Steve Burke. During this week's meeting, Port Commissioners formally accepted Burke's resignation effective May 1st and reviewed the legal process under state law to appoint a replacement. Under the timeline discussed yesterday, the port will begin accepting applications immediately before commissioners select one or more nominees later this month. State law then requires a 15-day public notice period, allowing additional nominations before a final appointment is made. Port officials said the appointment will run until the next regularly scheduled Port Commission election, which is in 2027. Port Commissioners Colleen McAleer and Connie Beauvais indicated yesterday they want the process to stay public, including the interviews with the finalists.
No, I'd like to do them publicly. Yeah, that's what we did last time. Yeah, okay. I like the process we followed last time. Yeah.
Commissioners additionally discussed requiring background checks and employment history verification for finalists before a final selection is made. Commissioner McAleer said she wants additional vetting built into the process as well.
If we're selecting someone, I'd want to ensure that's done. And I'd be shocked if the law wouldn't allow it.
The port has until July 30th to appoint a replacement under state law. They've now posted all of the timeline information and application information on their website at portofpa.com. Clallam PUD urging customers in several area water systems to begin conserving water as drought concerns continue to grow across the state. The utility announced yesterday it's moving to a Stage 2 response under the Drought Response Plan, covering Carlsberg, Evergreen, the Port Angeles Composite, Clallam Bay Seaview, Island View, and Panoramic Heights water systems. The move follows a statewide emergency drought declaration issued by the Department of Ecology last month after a winter of below normal snowpack and forecasts calling for warmer and drier conditions this summer. PUD officials say the Stage 2 response is currently voluntary. It's aimed at encouraging conservation early in the season while preparing customers for the possibility of stricter mandatory measures later this summer if conditions worsen. Meantime, the latest state water supply outlook is raising concerns about those water conditions on the North Olympic Peninsula after that winter with unusually low mountain snowpack. According to the May 1st Washington Water Supply Outlook report, the Olympic Basin snowpack is sitting at just 27% of normal. It's among the lowest in the state now and down from 35% of normal just a month ago. The report also noted that in the Deer Park area in Olympic National Park, it was at 0% of normal snow water equivalent at the end of April. In a typical year, that site would still hold more than 13 inches of water content in the snowpack heading into May. Water experts say the region remains in a snow drought, where warmer temperatures cause more winter precipitation to come down as rain, not snow. Statewide snowpack measured just 42% of normal as of May 1st. More news after this.
The Juan de Fuca Festival is May 22nd through 24th. Come celebrate music, the arts, community. Catch over 70 performers live on 5 stages over Memorial Day weekend in Port Angeles. Plus, enjoy our free street fair with artisans, community partners, delicious food vendors, and lively kids zone. See you at the Juan de Fuca Festival Memorial Day weekend. Go to jffa.org for complete details.
Hey friends, it's Carrie Chance with JFFA. I'm excited to let you know that festival favorite Jesse Roper returns to the Juan de Fuca Festival this year for 2 nights of performances. He'll be headlining our main stage on Saturday night with the Pretty Good Band, bringing the energy and enthusiasm that has led to his legions of followers. But he's bringing a party to Friday night as well with his AC/DC tribute Ride On. This band delivers full throttle and 2-hour high voltage bursts, and you won't want to miss their U.S. debut.
There's no exaggeration when you hear that Swain's has everything. During the Memorial Day sale, you'll see deals from one end of the store to the other. Start in the garden section. Adirondack chairs in 5 colors are only $24.87 each. The Ace Hardware 30-inch 10-pattern water wand is just $13.87. And the Instacrate 12-gallon folding crates are only $9.87. These are just a few things, because of course, Swain's has everything, and it's almost all on sale.
In other news, drivers heading west on Highway 101 near Port Angeles will begin using the new Ennis Creek Bridge tonight as construction on that fish passage project continues. State DOT says westbound traffic will shift onto the newly built bridge tonight between North Baker Street and South Dalguzzi Drive. With the change, both eastbound and westbound traffic will be traveling on the new bridge structure. The eastbound lanes were shifted onto the bridge back on April 30th. Drivers should continue to expect nighttime lane closures, though, between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. as crews complete utility crossings and continue work in the area. WSDOT says the current traffic setup will be in place through the summer as crews finish bridge construction and stream restoration work on both Ennis and Lees Creeks in that area. A pilot escaped injury yesterday morning after making an emergency landing in a field near the Highway 101-104 interchange in Quilcene. Quilcene Fire Rescue says that crews were dispatched just before 11 a.m. to reports that a small private aircraft was trying to make an emergency landing on Highway 101. While responders were en route, dispatchers learned the plane had landed in a field nearby just off the highway. Fire crews arrived to find the pilot out of the aircraft and was not hurt. According to fire rescue officials, the pilot reported an engine failure that sparked an onboard fire while the plane was in flight. And Let's Go Washington began collecting signatures yesterday for an initiative aimed at repealing Washington's new tax on high-income earners, setting up what could become a major statewide ballot fight this fall. At a news conference, Let's Go Washington founder Brian Haywood said the group believes any form of income tax violates state law and voter sentiment. To qualify for the November ballot, supporters must submit 308,900 valid voter signatures by July 2nd. State elections officials recommend closer to 390,000 signatures to offset invalid entries. Haywood says the organization's confident it can meet that deadline, pointing to previous successful petition drives. Now, the initiative targets the new state law imposing a 9.9% tax on household wage income above $1 million starting in 2028. That tax is expected to generate about $3 billion annually from about 21,000 filers across the state. If approved by voters, though, the measure would repeal that tax and prohibit state and local governments from adopting taxes on individual income, and it would also define income into state law. Now, the proposal would keep several other provisions in that law, including expanded tax credits for low-income families, tax relief for businesses, and sales tax exemptions on diapers, hygiene products, and over-the-counter medications. This is News Radio KONP.
Hi, it's Callie here from the Heartline on the Truck Route. My family is proud to have been serving our community for 3 generations. If you're tackling a landscape project, rely on the Heartline for all the supplies you need to make your project shine. Rock, mulch, soil to sand, we've got you covered, and your yard too. The Heartline is your connection for high-quality Deca batteries as well. Cars, bikes, commercial, marine, and power sports. Stop by or give us a call at 452-3157. Rely on the Heartline, top of the truck route, Port Angeles.
Pick a day in May and head our way. This is Dale from Wilder Auto, and I would like to invite you to stop by and check out our new selection of Wilder certified used. Trade-ins make the best used cars, and we've got a great fresh selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans to choose from. Plus, every vehicle we sell includes the Wilder Advantage, which means lower cost of ownership and peace of mind. So come check us out or 24/7 at wilderauto.com.
On the Olympic Peninsula, too many veterans are still searching for stability, for support, for a place to call home. That's where Sarge's Veteran Support steps in, providing housing, resources, and hope for those who served our country. But they can't do it alone. If you'd like to help make a difference with a donation, your time, or support, visit sargesveteransupport.org. Your generosity will change lives. Call Sarge's Veteran Support, 360-374-5252.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast, brought to you by All Weather Heating and Cooling. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times this afternoon, with a slight chance for rain. High temperatures reach up to 60. West winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Lows dip down to about 45 tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of rain tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 57, a blend of clouds and sun. 53 Friday with thunderstorms likely. 55 Saturday, storms continue. Looking at the long range, 57 Sunday, 60 Monday, and 63 on Tuesday. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently, it's 54 degrees.
AP Sports, I'm Gethin Coolbaugh. Victor Wembanyama returned from his ejection with 27 points and 17 rebounds to lead the Spurs to a 126-97 rout of the Timberwolves and a 3-2 West semifinal series lead.
It was 2 games ago. It's the playoffs. I'm focused. I was focused on the game today.
Grizzlies forward Brandon Clark has died at age 29. Jason Collins, the NBA's first openly gay player, also died at age 47 after battling a brain tumor. The 76ers fired President Daryl Morey and are keeping Nick Nurse as coach. Stanley Cup playoffs, Zach Benson's tie-breaking goal, 4:41 into the third period on his birthday, lifted the Sabres to an East second-round series tying 3-2 Game 4 win over the Canadiens. And MLB, Paul Skeens carried a no-hitter into the 7th and struck out 10 in the Pirates' 3-1 win over the Rockies. Gethin Coolbaugh, AP Sports.
Hi, this is John Holm, president of Tri-State Roofing, your local and family-owned company covering the entire Olympic Peninsula area. The difference with Tri-State Roofing is we separate ourselves with the quality of products we offer, customer service, including an A+ rating with the BBB, solid safety plans, and the best labor guarantees around. Call 360-208-2222.
Tri-State Roofing, we got you covered.
This afternoon on the Todd Ortloff Show, David James will share some real estate stats for Clallam County. Ward Dunscombe discusses the Port Angela Salmon Club's upcoming Halibut Derby after a 7-year hiatus. And Business Bits with small business advisor Kevin Holt.
Join us at 1 o'clock Monday through Thursday for the Todd Ortloff Show on KONP. Information to keep you engaged in your community with the people and organizations who keep it running. Sponsored by Dan Shappy, Farmers Insurance.
Looking to grow your business and connect with the community? Partner with the Port of Port Angeles for the Maritime Festival, June 6th. This high-energy waterfront event celebrates our region's rich maritime culture bringing together families, future workforce, and regional businesses, all in one place. The Maritime Festival is the perfect opportunity to showcase your business, recruit talent, and build real connections to drive business growth. This annual event is a whole lot of fun, too. There's live music, the Flounder Pounder Fishing Derby, and a full day of celebrating maritime careers. Be part of one of the Peninsula's most exciting waterfront events and make waves for your business during this year's Maritime Festival. Sign up today. Email hello@portofpa.com or visit maritimefestival.org. The Maritime Festival is presented by the Port of Port Angeles, June 6th at the Boat Haven. Get your business involved.
News Radio KONP Business.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Crude production in the U.S. is expected to jump to a record next year. Some domestic producers are beginning to ramp up output in response to higher oil prices. As the war blocks the Strait of Hormuz and cuts off millions of barrels of crude from buyers, America has become a key alternative supplier to the world. U.S. crude exports have hit record highs, and there are worries about inventories being depleted. Meanwhile, higher fuel and ticket prices are threatening to push airlines to cut more flights. The trade group that represents airports points out that flyers should brace for airfares to stay higher. Airlines are on the hook for tens of billions of dollars in fuel bills. Walmart is slashing jobs, around 1,000 of them, in an effort to simplify its operating structure. And it's the place you go to look for a job, but Reuters is reporting LinkedIn will also be cutting jobs, trimming about 5% of its staff. On Wall Street, stocks are mostly higher. The Dow is flat. The Nasdaq is up 1 1/3%. The S&P is up 0.75%. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
Last check of the noontime traffic and roads next.
Your birth experience should feel like yours. Come meet the midwives who can make that happen. Meet Our Midwives is a free monthly open house at Olympic Medical Center, where you can get to know our certified nurse midwives, tour our birth center, and start planning the birth that feels right for you. Join us the first Tuesday of every month at 5:30 p.m. in the Olympic Memorial Hospital Sunroom. Learn more at olympicmedical.org/meetourmidwives.
Nor wind, nor rain, nor sleet, nor any other weather event is too much to handle for Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment sales. Not only are we the largest feed supplier on the Olympic Peninsula, we carry mowers and blowers, shovels and tractors in all shapes and sizes, and have the largest selection of trailers around. For big or small jobs, Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment sales has the right tool at the right price. Come on in. We'd love to work with you. Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment sales, 259-110, Highway 101 in
News
Squim.
Radio KONP, traffic and roads.
Back up to Clallam Transit Dispatch Center we go, top of the truck route here in Port Angeles. That's where Steve's standing by with one last check of things on our roads this noon hour. Good afternoon, Steve.
Hi there. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, kind of a busy afternoon out there. If you're in the Port Angeles Squim area, you're going to find a lot of traffic right now making its way through town. It's usually moving along fairly well, but definitely some slowdowns. Lincoln Street has been pretty busy this morning. Also, Front and First Street at the east end of town, a lot of traffic trying to squeeze through the construction area there that's causing some slowdown, so just be aware of that. If you're on the highway between the two cities, things smooth out a little bit from Morris Creek at least to Squim. Things moving along right at the speed limit. Busy out there, but like I say, right at the speed limit. Beyond the Squim area, Hook Canal Bridge good to go with no scheduled marine openings, although they are going to have the 10 o'clock closure tonight. That's 10 o'clock till 5 a.m., so plan ahead if you're going across the water. State ferries seem to be doing okay and running on time. West End traffic, we're looking good all the way out to the Forks area. A couple little construction areas along the way. Out by Lake Crescent, about milepost 231, I believe. That is causing some slowdowns, but overall a good trip for you. So everybody take care, be safe. This is Steve reporting live from Clallam Transit for KONP.
Thank you, Steve. Your forecast the rest of the day today, a few sun breaks, a couple of showers maybe at times, and some cloudy periods. Highs upper 50s to mid-60s. Going to see west winds gusting to up 30-35 miles an hour this afternoon, so watch out for that. Partly cloudy, still breezy tonight as well. Maybe a little shower activity through the evening, lows in the 40s. Tomorrow, partly sunny and a slight chance of showers early in the afternoon. Highs Thursday in the mid-50s to lower 60s. Right now, it's 55 in Port Townsend, 57 out west at Forks. Squim, you're checking in at 57 as well. And the warm spot on the peninsula here in Port Angeles. We're out at Fairchild Airport. It is officially 61 degrees. Well, a study out of the Journal of Experimental Child Psychology found that parents are really bad at detecting a child's lies. In fact, parents don't even realize when their kid or someone else's kid is lying to them. Researchers had 72 parents and children ages 8 to 16 watch a series of videos of children from the same age group. In the videos, the children were asked if they looked at answers to a test beforehand. Every child in the video denied looking at the answers, even though some of them had. Those in the study were then asked to fill out a questionnaire and asked on a scale of 1 to 100 how confident they were in their belief that the child was or was not lying. Study participants only realized kids were lying about half the time. Most participants believed the children in the videos were being honest with everything they said, even though they were an equal amount of lies going on in honest statements throughout the entire test. Oh, yes, out of the mouths of babes, right? Thanks for joining us on the Noon News Hour for this Wednesday, May 13th. The World of Tech is next with Kim Commando.
College grads, listen up. You're staring at a fork in the road. Jump into the workforce or shell out for an MBA? Spoiler alert, the answer flipped. I'm Kim Commando for Improve Life Joint Support. My new stimulant-free, U.S.-made supplement relieves joint discomfort. Get up to 25% off plus free shipping at improvelife.com/Kim. Here's the blunt truth. A standard MBA won't automatically make you more valuable to employers. Worse, you'll rack up 2 more years of tuition and miss years of real-world experience and paychecks. Business schools see the writing on the wall. Enrollment is tanking. The biggest names are slashing MBA tuition by 40% or more. My prediction, the traditional MBA is dead. For most grads, a targeted AI credential beats the diploma every time. AI strategy, data literacy, AI ethics. That's where the real money is. It looks like the MBA finally flunked out. Join a million folks and get my free newsletter at getkim.com. You want to get outside? Take the hike. Keep up with the people you love. Move through your day without thinking twice about it. But if your joints are not cooperating, none of that comes easy. Here's the truth. Joint discomfort is not just one problem. It's cartilage wearing down, inflammation building up. Your joints are losing the cushion they need to move freely. Most supplements pick one of those and call it a day. I wanted something better. My son and I worked with a team of experts to create Improve Life Joint Support, and I'm so proud of what we built. 5 clinically studied ingredients that work together on cartilage, inflammation, and joint hydration all at once. No stimulants, no fluff. Made right here in the USA. I take it every day. Now's the time for you to start. Go to improvelife.com/Kim and get up to 25% off plus free shipping. That's improvelife.com/Kim. Keep moving.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
We all know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but we now know that what you have for breakfast can help cut your stress. I'll explain next in today's Intelligence for Your Life Minute.
I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. We all get distracted when we drive, whether it's from our phones or kids in the backseat bickering. But how we handle these distractions can be a matter of life or death. Before you get on the road for your next road trip, please put your phones on silent and take a mental note to focus on driving.
Paid for by NHTSA.
According to the American Psychological Association, nearly 1 in 5 adults say their mental health is worse now than this time last year. So here are a few foods experts recommend people with anxiety eat for breakfast to set them up for a calmer, healthier day. Number 1, avocado, on toast or in an omelet. Avocado contains micronutrients like vitamin B6, which helps create mood-stabilizing serotonin, and magnesium, which helps regulate the body's stress response. Another breakfast food to tame anxiety is eggs. The yolks contain minerals like choline and zinc, which are associated with lower anxiety levels. Finally, have yogurt for breakfast. There's a link between fermented probiotic foods like yogurt and a reduction in anxiety. It's because the vast majority of serotonin receptors are located in the gut, and a deficiency in serotonin can lead to anxiety. I'm John Tesh with today's Intelligence for Your Life Minute.
Hey everybody, Todd here at Price Ford.
And backed by popular demand, Ford has come out with the employee pricing for everyone. And I'm not talking about what I would pay as an employee. I'm talking about what the corporate employees pay. You can't buy a new Ford for less money. This offer covers almost every vehicle in the Ford lineup. So if you're in the market for a new Ford, hurry down to Price Ford right on Highway 101, right next to Walmart in Port Angeles, and we'll have a vehicle waiting for you.
At Jim's Pharmacy, our patients can restore confidence in their appearance with brands such as True Life, Amina, Jobst, and Juzo. These are including items such as mastectomy bras, bra forms, swimwear, gloves, leg compression wraps, and more. Dawn Marie, our mastectomy fitter, will be there with you to find products and complete fittings. We bill Medicare, Medicaid, and most insurances. Call Jim's for your appointment. 360-457-3462.
Your voice, your news. News Radio KONP, Port Angeles Squim. AM 1450, FM 101.7 and 101.3, a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Senate confirmed the nomination for Kevin Warsh to serve as the next Federal Reserve Chair. It comes on the heels of economic reports showing inflation is at a 3-year high, and today's Producer Price Index finding wholesale prices in April surged up to 6% from a year ago. ABC's Andrew Dimbert says those costs are eating away at earnings due to the war with Iran.
Wages are not outpacing inflation. So what that means is inflation is wiping out average wage gains. So say you're getting an average raise of around 3% at your job. At this rate of inflation, it's not really a raise at all. Making ends meet is getting more and more difficult so long as energy prices continue to stay high.
China leaders rolling out the red carpet today for President Trump's arrival, aimed at getting China to open up, he says, and buy more American goods. There are growing concerns taxpayer dollars will be used to fund a White House ballroom, not private funds. Trump allies are facing questions about the ballooning tab and unrelated operations.
Congressional Republicans insist that while the draft of the bill putting up the money only mentions the East Wing project, the Secret Service's billion-dollar request is mostly for other things.
It's not for the ballroom, it's for security measures.
House Speaker Mike Johnson tells reporters
there's an urgent need for increased security measures. That is an objective fact, and it should be something that's bipartisan.
Johnson's Senate counterpart, Majority Leader John Thune, says only about 20% of the $1 billion, or some $200 million, would go towards securing the new ballroom. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Health officials are monitoring 36 people across about 10 states exposed to the Andes hantavirus. It comes and it also includes cruise ship passengers who were taken to quarantine centers in Nebraska and Georgia. In Los Angeles, Eric Fleming, a licensed drug addiction counselor who delivered Friend star Matthew Perry the doses of ketamine that killed him, sentenced today to 2 years in prison by a federal judge. You're listening to ABC News.
Telling you all about the secret war on our cash and the free report you can receive a copy of by contacting Swiss America at 800-289-2646. I'd also like to encourage you to subscribe to their podcast on YouTube. Just search Swiss America Trading. The podcast can provide you a ton of vital information and financial news in the challenging and uncertain times we're in. Subscribe today. Learn more about BRICS, industry leaders, and their market predictions for the future, along with what you might expect to see in terms of precious metal performance in the weeks and months ahead. Message and data rates may apply.
Authorities in New Orleans say they've made an arrest related to the car attack on New Year's Day last year. Police say the man who was behind that attack planned to carry out more mayhem. ABC's Jim Ryan says police later found explosive devices in coolers scattered around the French Quarter.
None of Samshuddin Jabbar's bombs detonated, but the FBI wanted to know how he learned to build them. 17 months later, investigators think they know, and they've arrested a Missouri man on charges of creating and posting bomb-making videos that served as a how-to for Samshuddin Jabbar.
14 people died and dozens of others were injured. A sentencing hearing underway in Utah for Corey Richens, the woman who wrote a children's book about dealing with grief. And later, a jury finding that she killed her husband with a cocktail laced with fentanyl.
Eric Richens' father, on what would have been his son's birthday, asked the judge to send Corey Richens to prison for life without the chance of parole.
Accountability matters here. Justice matters. Eric mattered.
A jury found Corey Richens killed her husband in an attempt to collect insurance money and start over in life. Their 3 boys wrote letters to the court, read aloud.
I want the judge to know my dad was a good person and I miss my dad.
Alex Stone, ABC News.
Before sentencing, Corey Richens also spoke, telling the boys she's sorry. Tributes coming in for trailblazing in professional sports. Jason Collins, the first openly gay NBA player, died. He was 47. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Hi everyone, it's Alicia Campion with Ridgeline Home Care Cooperative. We're a worker-owned cooperative. Our caregivers are owners, focused on dignity, trust, and supporting loved ones at home. Accepting care is about independence, not weakness. We care and support the life someone has already built. Join our team or trust us with your loved one's care. We're Ridgeline Home Care Cooperative, with you at home. Call 360-504-3837.
Losing a loved one is overwhelming. Your mind and your heart shut down. That's where Drennan & Ford Funeral Home and Crematory comes in. They took the burden off my family's shoulders and guided us through everything we needed to do. No pushy sales tactics or unanswered questions. They just held our hands and took care of everything we asked. That's why I will always recommend Drennan & Ford for end-of-life decisions. They handle the hurt like no one else can. Call 360-457-1210.
KONP News brought to you by MariMax Evergreen Real Estate Outstanding Agents. Outstanding results, 457-6600. Port Angeles has officially started the process of filling the vacant District 2 Commissioner seat following the resignation of Steve Burke. Commissioners this week accepted Burke's resignation and then outlined a public appointment process that could include interviews, background checks, and employment history verification before a replacement is selected by the end of July. The port has until the 30th of July to make the appointment and has now put info on how to apply on its website. Konp PUD asking customers in the area to start conserving water as drought concerns continue to grow. The utility moving to a voluntary Stage 2 drought response for systems including Carlsberg, Evergreen, Port Angeles, and Clallam Bay CQ.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast, brought to you by Olympic Game Farm. Daytime highs approaching 61 this afternoon under mainly clear skies, westerly winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Lows dip down to about 45 tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance for rain tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 57, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Temperatures a bit below average Friday and Saturday with highs from the lower 50s to the mid 50s. Rain likely Friday, chance of thunderstorms on Saturday. Taking a look at the extended forecast, 57 Sunday, 60 Monday, and 63 on Tuesday. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, 58.
It's the Todd Ortloff Show on News Radio KONP. Now, here's Todd.
All right, welcome to the program today. Lots to cover. In the first segment, we're going to be talking real estate. We do this about once a month with the folks from Real Estate Market Pros. And today, David James gets to come in and talk with us again. David, it's good to see you again. Thanks for stopping in.
Pleasure, Todd. Thank you for having me.
And as we always, we're going to take a look at some of the market numbers, where things really are at. And then we're going to get into some things about the value of your home, especially if you're starting to think about selling it or maybe you're buying somebody's house. So first of all, let's get a bit of a market update. What's it looking like out there these days? It's a crazy world with the economy and wars and everything else happening.
It is. There's a lot of factors affecting real estate currently. Yeah. Overall, the market's still pretty strong. We're a little bit lower than last year. Squim currently average sales price for April, for example, was $542. That's down a little bit from last year. We were at $565 last year, so we've got about 4% lower we're selling for right now in Squim. Mm-hmm. Port Angeles stayed about the same year over year at around $420. The county as a whole, though, has come up a little in value, about a 5% increase year over year.
Now that's interesting. Is that surprising to you in any sense, given what's going on?
Not really. There's a lot of factors that affect it. More housing availability, perhaps with some projects being finished here or there. But that also brings up a pretty good point. My stats that I'm giving to you are based off Northwest MLS, and I know May's talked about this at length before, how we have multiple MLSs out here, and so there's multiple venues for information, for data, and also a lot of factors that affect that data and kind of the quality of the information you're getting. So taking that into consideration, all this is from Northwest MLS. A lot of agents out here still only will post on the Olympic listing service, so this won't be fully inclusive, but these numbers are probably most of the listings make it onto Northwest MLS.
Got it. All right. Yeah. And so, depending on your pool size, you're going to get some different results maybe.
And so we're always going to have a little bit of variation depending where you get your data sourced.
Right. So Squim has gone down in price a bit.
It has.
Which that's got to be a first in a long time, right?
Yeah, kind of. We're definitely seeing a little bit of a dip from that 2021 and 2022. And this is probably a little bit harder of a dip than we've seen, for sure.
How much of that is some I'm not gonna, lower priced properties coming online finally? We've got some developments that have come online. People have been buying into those. Does that affect the kind of the overall price as well?
It could potentially. I don't think we're seeing that quite yet.
Okay, so this is just on the market then. This isn't really a flood of quote-unquote affordable housing coming online down in Squim.
I would love to say it is a flood of affordable housing. I don't believe that's the reality, though. I think kind of nationally we're seeing a little bit of a dip in prices, generally about 2% from last year, year over year.
In the bigger picture, though, that's not a lot, right? I mean, that's not necessarily a boom or a bust.
In many people consider it probably a good thing. I think the rapid uptick in values that we saw as a result of COVID are not healthy or sustainable, and so this kind of is a little bit of a evening out from that, I think.
All right, so let's talk about kind of how you're seeing the market now. This time of year, we're into spring. Tends to be kind of the shopper's market. This is the time of year people get out and start thinking about maybe buying a house.
Yeah.
Are we seeing it still? And considering what's happening, I know a lot of people are like, I have no idea what mortgage rates are going to do. One day they're way up, one day they're way down. And I'm not exaggerating that either.
Rates are kind of all over the place. So, I mean, it's kind of like everything. The news is up one day and down, and the rates, everything. But houses are still selling. We're still seeing quite a few houses on the market. Total homes for sale is up a little bit, actually across the board, up probably 18 to 20%. That's total homes for sale. New listings are down a touch. So I think the news does kind of affect people.
So maybe some people holding off, thinking this might, if we wait a few bit, maybe we go for fall instead of spring.
Yeah, I think as a real estate agent, we were all hoping that the market would just kind of explode this year and come back to life. And we've definitely seen it subdued a little bit the last couple years. So we're not really seeing that rebirth this year. We're still just kind of holding steady though. But prices are, we're still selling pretty good.
I was going to say, I mean, even what you're just saying there, I can't say this is a seller's market or a buyer's market per se, right? It's not changed one direction or another.
It's a beautifully balanced market, I'd say, right now. Houses are selling for right about 99% of asking price.
Okay.
So average days on market is right around a month, maybe a hair under. So it's, houses are still moving pretty well.
That's actually pretty good. I mean, a month for real estate to move, most markets would say that's a great
absolutely.
Great timeline.
It is. It is. I mean, we've seen some times in the past where we're well over a month for average days on market, where houses are selling for 95% of asking. So this is great.
So the question, I guess, as a pro, are you just getting good at having your clients pick the right price?
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And that a comparative market analysis, or a CMA, is what a real estate agent would use to determine that price. And the way that we come up with that is looking at sales that are comparable, both in location, type of house, style of house, finishes, as similar of a house as we can, which is a little bit trickier than in Squim and Port Angeles, areas where we don't have a lot of tract housing where everything's the same. So it takes a little bit of work and digging through. A lot of times it'll take a half day to a day to really determine the value of a house.
So in a place like the North Peninsula, you have a bit tougher job in helping get someone set on a price than maybe someone in Seattle or a bigger market, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you can look at a big neighborhood that has hundreds and hundreds of homes, that gives you a lot better basis to form your opinion of value off of. But we still, our goal is to get the maximum value for our sellers, but also do it in a timely manner. So,
well, talk about that, because that's an important thing, because I think that's a discussion you need to have with someone selling a property.
It is.
They may think we're going to get this much money for it.
Absolutely.
You may come back and say, well, you can ask for that, and you might get it, but you might have to wait quite a while to get that.
Exactly.
And time is money.
It is, very much. Every month that you pay that mortgage, that's money you could have been saving. So that's definitely a consideration.
So how do you approach somebody when, to talk them down on price a little when they're getting ready to list? That's a tough discussion.
It is. It can be. We rely on the data a lot, and unfortunately, there's a lot of houses that are on the market have been on the market for 100 plus, 150, 200 days. I saw one today that was almost a year, and so I don't think anybody puts their house on the market to have it sit on the market. They put it on to sell it.
Unless you're in a unique circumstance. There are some people that they're fine. I mean, maybe they aren't paying a mortgage on it. They're just looking to sell it, and I'm not. It can sit there as long as it needs to.
Well, and you'll definitely see those houses. I mean, they're on the market, and they've been there a while. But
that's not the type of houses mostly that are being sold, right?
No,
yeah, I mean, if you were to take a look at what the typical seller out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the average days on market being in the 20s or less shows that most people are pricing their house to sell. Right. And I think we're at a good place in the market right now. There's a good mix of inventory. There's a lot of buyers out there, and there's plenty of room for more listings. I know I've got a handful of buyers that don't have the perfect house on the market for them right now, so they're still looking.
Right. That was my next question. When your phone rings, what are people looking for right now?
It's a wide smattering. Everything from what's the cheapest house on the market to we've got plenty of people looking for land, plenty of people looking for just turnkey, ready-to-live-in houses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's not skirt around the politics of things right now. Certainly the tax stuff has gotten a lot of people talking about, there's an exodus out of Washington. Sounds like maybe yes, maybe no. I mean, you obviously have some people still interested in moving into state. Are you? Yeah. Is that still a thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We have more buyers than we have sellers. Definitely. Right. I talk to people every day who are looking to move into the area. I also talk to people every day who are looking to move out, but but I don't think quite as many. There's definitely people relocating. Some are work, some are beliefs, politics, whatever. But there's just tons of people coming into the area still.
Interesting.
It's a great area, and the secret's out.
And they're looking for all kinds of properties, as you just pointed out. Not necessarily a high-end one sometimes. I guess maybe some are, but others are just looking for something to get into the market.
Absolutely. Yeah, for example, in Sequim, in April, the lowest house was around $100,000. The highest was about $1.6 million.
All
so.
Right.
And there's plenty in between.
I have to ask, where's a $100,000 house in Sequim these days? There's one. Obviously, there was one that sold. So
that one in particular was just a manufactured leased land, so it doesn't really count.
Still, it's a number. I think people hear that and go, "What?"
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. All right, this time of year, what's your advice for folks if you're thinking about selling, thinking about buying? What's your quick advice for us?
If you're thinking about selling, one tip that we like to do is plan everything and then reverse engineer it. So, if you want to be sold and moved to the new place by July, then work it back from there. Figure out how much time. Reach out to us, and we can help you with that process.
That's an interesting way to approach it. I don't think of it that way necessarily. I think we always think, got to sell it first before I can do what I want to do next.
Exactly. Okay. Well, if you look at that goal date that you would love to be moved by, and then break it down, it's going to take a week for photos. It's going to take a couple weeks to get the house cleaned and ready, staged if you're doing that. It'll take you a couple weeks to pack and get moved or prepared for listing.
So what are you telling buyers if they're calling you? They've got an interest. They want to kick some tires around here. What's your advice to them right now?
Absolutely. We have, like I said, quite a few buyers we're working with, and we're helping them find deals. I've got a couple buyers that we have under contract significantly under asking, and I've got a couple that made offers on houses that are significantly over asking. So
interesting. Okay.
It's all about pricing strategy.
So, David, everything you've told us today is just kind of like it's a little bit of everything right now in the market, pretty much. You're not up, you're not down, you're not way below, or you're not way high on prices. So,
houses, real estate is selling. And selling pretty well.
All right. Well, sometimes I know in May and I have talked about this, the go-go days where it was going so you kind of like it when it slows just a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can catch your breath, maybe.
We're at a pretty good point in the market. I don't think it's very healthy for every seller loves it when the market goes crazy and you get way over asking, but it's not healthy long term for the market, and affordability continues to be an issue. So,
and I've always said when it goes up quick, it can come down quick too, right? It's the old laws of physics count in markets sometimes too, don't they? Mm-hmm. All right, David James is a super pro with the Real Estate Market Pros. Works with May Graves as well, that who we have on once a month to talk about what's going on in the markets. How do we get a hold of you? You may have just enticed someone to sell or buy.
Hopefully it's a great time right now. Reach out to us. My number is 360-912-3315.
All right, and I got it down here as well if you want to talk with David. And he's great about talking about staging and things like that, things to think about that might make your home sell a little bit faster too.
Absolutely. Our goal is to sell your house as quickly as possible and get you maximum dollar.
All right. Thanks for stopping in, as always. It's great to talk to you.
Thanks for
David James there. And we're going to take a break. We're going to talk about something that's coming back to our area in just a couple of weeks, and that's a big halibut fishing tournament, derby, that we'll chat about what the PA Salmon Club's got brewed up for that when we return right after this.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on News Radio KONP.
Have you ever clicked get a quote online and suddenly your phone acts like it owes someone money? 20 calls a day, numbers you've never seen, and not one of them local? I'm Dan Shappy with Farmers Insurance. If you're tired of mystery callers trying to sell you insurance, try something different. Talk directly to a real local agent who actually lives here. No robocalls, no strangers. We are real people helping real people right here at home.
We are farmers. Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
It's 2026, and your Wi-Fi is still buffering, still freezing, and you're still asking, why is this so slow? Time for an upgrade. Only Penn has been building the internet on the peninsula since the early days. Before streaming, before we expected everything right now. They've got the blazing fast network. But if your router's older than your coffee maker, that might be the real culprit. Dead spots in the hallway, buffering in the living room, no connectivity in the kitchen. That's not the internet. That's your equipment. Ole Penn's local team of tech pros are real people right here on the peninsula. They'll actually listen, diagnose, and fix the problem. With Ole Penn Wireless, you get blazing speeds, quick installation, and plans starting as low as $39 a month, with speeds up to 50 times faster. Ole Penn, everything internet, connecting the Olympic Peninsula to the world. Visit olepenn.com.
Hi, it's Callie here from the Heartline on the Truck Route. My family is proud to have been serving our community for 3 generations. If you're tackling a landscape project, rely on the Heartline for all the supplies you need to make your project shine. Rock, mulch, soil to sand, we've got you covered, and your yard too. The Heartline is your connection for high-quality Deca batteries as well. Cars, bikes, commercial, marine, and power sports. Stop by or give us a call at 452-3157. Rely on the Heartline, top of the truck route, Port Angeles.
Home affordability? Yes, it does exist here on the peninsula with Mountain View Homes. Looking for a quality craftsmanship home at 40% less than stick-built? Call Mountain View Homes. We specialize in affordable homes with full-service land packages, dirt to turnkey, quality, beautiful, and an efficient manufactured home on the site of your choice. Mountain View Homes has 3 locations to serve you, including Carlsberg. Visit mtviewhomes.com. That's mtviewhomes.com.
Hey everybody, Todd here at Price Ford. And backed by popular demand, Ford has come out with the employee pricing for everyone. And I'm not talking about what I would pay as an employee. I'm talking about what the corporate employees pay. You can't buy a new Ford for less money. This offer covers almost every vehicle in the Ford lineup. So if you're in the market for a new Ford, hurry down to Price Ford right on Highway 101, right next to Walmart in Port Angeles, and we'll have a vehicle waiting for you.
right, welcome back to the program. Going to spend a couple of minutes now talking with something that is a return of sorts. We have not had one of these around here for a while, and that's a halibut derby. Haven't had a salmon derby in a long time, but the group that was in charge of the salmon derbies all those years is back with the halibut derby in just a couple of weeks. So we welcome some people from the Port Angeles Salmon Club in to talk with us. And Ward Dunscombe's here. He is the president of the club. Ward, good to see you again.
You bet. You too, Todd. Thank you.
When I saw you coming in, I thought, oh, it's Ward's world.
Well, it could
sort
be. Well, it is right now with that hat I got on, sideways.
Bob Mosley is here as well. He's a longtime member of the Salmon Club. Bob, good to see you as well. So,
thanks for having us, Todd.
And you've also brought along the person who, the way I interpret this, she keeps everybody straight. As far as
she does. She does.
The executive secretary and all things outreach, Diana Hasse is here as well. Diana, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So, Ward, let's talk to you. You've got a halibut derby coming up on Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend. This is the first derby we've had in 9 years, I believe. We got it got suspended because of COVID for many years because of fish regulations. There was a year at one time they only gave us 3 days to fish, and that was Department of Fish and Wildlife. So we started a couple of years ago to revive it. New membership, new leadership, and just move forward. And it's been a struggle, but we're there, and we're going to have this thing. We've secured a grant from the city hotel motel tax for prize fund, $10,000, and we've had other donations. We've put forth some cash that we have, and we've got a $15,000 prize fund. Okay. Along with, we've had something we didn't have before, as we've had a lot of merchandise donations. We're having a raffle to go along with that. Everything from depth finders to fishing line to lead weights for downrigger balls. I mean, so we've got a real good array of prizes, cash prizes, 20 places, and other items too. So yeah,
here we go.
Here we go. So yeah, we're Saturday and Sunday, Memorial Day weekend, 23 and 24. We're going to have raffle. It ends at 2 o'clock both days. We'll have raffle shortly after that, and then start the prize cash giveaway at 3 o'clock.
These are all cash prizes on the Derby, though. Did I understand that right?
There's 20 cash prizes starting at $5,000 for first place, and I think down to $75 or $80 or $100, something like that. Right. And then we're going to have Kate Dexter has agreed to join us to give away the big money, seeing the city tax funds, and we really appreciate that. So our oldest Salmon Club member, Mr. Scooter Chapman, is going to be there, and we'll let him give away a bunch of things. And so we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun event.
Bob, it's been a long time since there's been any sort of a derby like this, as well as Ward indicated, let alone a salmon derby. So, your thoughts a bit about this. You're a big halibut fisherman in your own right.
Well, halibut's been good to me. Salmon, not so much. But nevertheless, we've been working our tails off to bring this back, because this was the premier event in Port Angeles dating way back to 1933 when we got started. I mean, we drew thousands and thousands of people from across the world for our derbies. And we've had dignitaries like the governors and senators to hand out our prizes. And as Ward said, we have our mayor, and she's eager to give out the grand prize. And so, we're back to our roots, and the Salmon Club motto is to promote saltwater fishing. That's the bottom line for us, and that's just exactly what we're going to do. And in that, we're going to give the local economy a shot in the arm. Your hotels, your restaurants, your tackle shops, and some nightlife, I think things should pick up a little bit. Back in the days, we had Derby Queens, we had parades, we took over Civic Field, all kinds of activities, and we're trying to get back to that level.
So I'll ask Diana this: what has the outreach been like? So far since the word's gotten out, you're sort of in charge of answering the phone a little bit with some of this, and getting things out online as well. So just kind of what's the vibe right now?
There's a lot of excitement around this. We're seeing a lot of people coming from out of town, responsive.
Okay.
We've really pushed a lot out on social media, Facebook specifically. Trying to get people excited about this. There's local members are bringing in their own groups of people that they have on social media and really pushing out the word on this. So we're seeing a really high response to it. Very, very excited about bringing the Derby back.
Okay, so Ward, I'll go back to you and let's talk. You're hopeful this is going to kind of be the start of getting something more regular again. One of the problems, quote unquote, that has happened is that you don't always know what the seasons might be like. Back in the good old grand old days, you always knew that Labor Day weekend you could go out and have a salmon derby. That changed.
Exactly. That changed, I think, in 95,
Yeah.
I think, was the last derby. And we didn't do anything for several years because we were a salmon derby. No regulations, et cetera. So I think in 2001 we started the halibut derby and held it over Memorial Day because, again, of fishing regulations, when you can fish, when you can't. That went along until, like I said, COVID shut it down. But we had 1 year where we only had 3 days of fishing. Total.
Yeah.
2 of them, the wind blew like it is today. And so, it was the derby mentality, they call it. I'm going because I'm going to win. I'm going fishing. Didn't matter if it was safe or not. We finally, through a lot of effort politically in Washington, the West Coast, we've really got a season, and now it starts April 1st, give or take, and goes all the way through September. Okay, so you can go fishing halibut anytime you want.
Right.
Now is the right time because they're moving in. There's a lot being caught right now, and so from that standpoint, it looks good. Tides are supposed to be great on that weekend, so cross our fingers.
So you hope this to be an every Memorial Day weekend thing if it works out, right?
Oh yeah, we're trying to grow it. At one point in time, I think we had 750 contestants, and we want to get back to that and grow beyond that. The old salmon derby, there'd be 5,000 people.
I
You
remember the days.
Oh, boy.
The line coming into town on that Thursday and Friday before the thing because people had to come and you had to get your ticket. You had to get in.
Right.
And Swain's would stay open late. And there, the whole parking lot would be just it was crazy.
And they were lined up for the whole spit was lined up with trying to get your boat in the water. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah. And those were, like I say, the good old days.
Yeah.
We're working towards that goal of something like that.
Right. Halibut derby, though, it's different than a salmon derby was in a sense, but it's still attractive. It sounds like, as a sports fisherman, people still like to go get them.
Yeah, they do, and they're not as easy. I'd say easy as salmon to catch. They're a completely different aspect to it, or gear and everything else. But when you get a 40, 50-pound halibut, you've got a lot of meat. You've got a lot of fish, and it's good meat. It's popular, and it's becoming more and more popular. We had a derby from 01 to 17. There was no other halibut derbies around.
That was my next question. There's a few now, right?
Yeah, they are there, and they've had 2 already, or 3, I think. Anacortes had one, and they allowed people to fish here, and ours is in Marine Area 6 only. Okay, and but they allowed people to come over here, and they weighed them in down here at the city pier, I think, wasn't it?
For the Anacortes Derby.
Yeah, for Anacortes.
Okay. Yeah, it was precarious, but they got her done. More fish came out of our area for the Anacortes Derby.
I was just going to say, though, we have a better fishing ground for this sort of thing,
I'd say so,
right?
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah,
yes.
so, and if there's, the word gets out you're doing this, I think more out-of-town type folks are going to say, yeah, well, that's the place you go to get them anyway.
Right.
So why not go up and win some prizes?
Yep. You can go east or west. All the way to around the Lyre River is low point. The Freshwater Bay, west of Freshwater, all the way to Port Townsend, and there's different areas where they where they congregate, and you just have to know where to go and find them and go from there.
I won't ask Bob to tell me where to go.
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you where to go, but not fishing.
But this is good. I mean, a lot of folks are coming to town, but this is also for locals as well. I mean,
sure, we're going to point them in the right direction. It behooves us to do so, and you're going to have to fish deep in most cases. And you're in your Green Point, that area, and the rock pile, the traditional places, and out east or west a little bit more around that area. So we'll tell them where to go, and then they have to go put the time in and put their herring on right and get it down there.
The technicalities of
this. Well, I'll tell you, I mean, sometimes you have to help them and it's worth it, and sometimes you just wonder,
Yeah, right on. Okay, so let's get people signed up. What do they? You got a couple of weeks here to get what?
Well, right now, Swain's has tickets, and all the hours that they're open. We're going to have a table at Swain's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before the Derby, from 3 until 8. With a couple people there selling Derby tickets along with raffle tickets. If you're going to fish, if you're going to fish in the Derby and you want to catch one, you want to catch a fish and bring it in and weigh it, everybody on your boat has to have a ticket.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And otherwise it's disqualified. So bring in the fish, we weigh it, we clean it, we put your name in the pot, and we go from there.
Logistics of the start of this, is this one of those where it's a time start, you go out and it's a catch
daylight.
Fish, it's just daylight, and if you got tickets
2 o'clock
till 2 o'clock.
Yep, till 2 o'clock
both days
is weigh in. That's correct.
Okay.
Got to be at the dock at the yacht club to weigh it in at 2 o'clock. Okay. And then from that point we'll take care of all the technical stuff, get the ladder built so we know where they were, or where you placed. So.
All right, well, let's hope for a huge, huge success. Get a lot of people out there on the water doing this thing. I think the weather's going to start breaking to better. I looked at the extended forecast for what it's worth.
Yeah.
You might have a good weekend weather-wise.
It's been really nice for the last three weeks. So today isn't so pretty good.
Well, it's getting it out of its system.
Getting out of the way.
Before your thing goes. All right, let's hope we build this thing back up to something huge again.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
The Salmon Derby used to be the largest civic salmon derby in the world.
That is exactly right.
And it had hundreds of thousands of dollars in prizes, and that was pretty phenomenal back in the day in a little old town like Port Angeles.
$10,000 was first prize way back when.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the highlight is having Scooter. He's going to be out there, and he's eager to call this thing. And he knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
He's going to be
It's like good old days again.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
The days of broadcasting.
We got to get at him before it's too late.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Thank you guys for coming in. And good luck. We'll continue to plug things along, get people signed up, and get them out there to win some prizes, too.
Well, thanks for having us.
All right, folks, from the PA Salmon Club there in the Halibut Derby coming up, not this weekend, but Memorial Day weekend. And stay tuned to us. We'll keep giving you some details as we go as well. We're going to take a break. Be back with more in just a minute.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on News Radio KONP.
Now, a word from our friends at the Eagles Club in Port Angeles. They're always looking for new members, and with membership comes some pretty big perks, like discounted cover charges for events, live music, discounted facility rental, a whole lot more. They got a great bar, great food and snack options every day, and the friendliest service around. The Eagles Club offers something every day of the week, and it's football season, so check out Seahawk game day parties, 50-50s, paddle wheel, a whole potluck as well. Tuesdays, poker, 6 p.m. with a $20 buy-in. You must be signed in by a member. And Wednesdays, the Imperfectionists Music Jam Session is free. You got to be signed in by a member for that as well. Thursdays, Barstool Bingo starts up at 6 p.m. Sales start at 5:30. And Fridays, they have the Queen of Hearts raffle for members only with a current jackpot of over $8,000. Saturday evenings are for live music with some talented local bands. And on Sundays, they serve up breakfast open to the public, 9:30 until noon. Find out more by becoming an Eagles member today. Stop in or call 360-452-3344.
Bathfitter is celebrating over 42,000 installations in Western Washington. That's 42,000 bathrooms made safer, cleaner, and more stylish. And for a limited time, we're doubling our tax season offer, giving up to $1,000 off your dream bath. Custom-fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, with complete removal of your old setup. Every installation backed by a lifetime warranty. Visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. Hurry, this offer won't last.
Hi, it's Dan Shappy with Farmers Insurance. Community matters, and that's why we're proud to support Todd Ordloff and local voices that keep us connected. If you want insurance advice from real neighbors, stop by our office on Peabody Street. Real people helping real people right here at home.
Dan Shappy and Farmers Insurance is proud to sponsor the Todd Ortloff Show every Monday through Thursday at 1 p.m.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Our Olympic Peninsula veterans served us. Now it's our turn to serve them. Sarge's Veteran Support provides housing and hope for veterans throughout Clallam County. If you or a veteran you know needs assistance, we're here to help. Visit sargesveteransupport.org or call 360-374-5252 to learn more. Because no veteran should be without a place to call home. Visit sargesveteransupport.org.
Are you ready to join the excitement of the 33rd Annual Juan de Fuca Festival? We're looking for enthusiastic volunteers to help make this year's event unforgettable. As a volunteer, you'll not only be part of the action, but you'll also receive a complimentary day pass to enjoy all of the festivities. Whether you're passionate about music, art, or simply want to be part of something special, we need your help. Sign up today at our website, jffa.org/volunteer. Let's make memories together for the Juan de Fuca Festival.
Hello, this is Katie McCormick with Squim Valley and Harper Ridgeview Funeral Chapels. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about a new, exciting, and environmentally friendly development in the funeral industry. It's called Natural Organic Reduction, or terramation. Perhaps you've heard of it. Terramation is a process in which the body, after death, is returned to the earth in a carbon-neutral, eco-friendly manner. The process takes place in a controlled environment, and all that remains is a natural, odorless, compost-like material. If you would like more information about terramation and advanced planning, call us today at Harper Ridgeview in Port Angeles or Squim Valley Chapel in Squim, and one of our knowledgeable and caring funeral professionals will assist you in answering your questions. Harper Ridgeview and Squim Valley Funeral Chapels, because your loved ones deserve the best.
Meet Dennis. He and his wife call Lavender Meadows in Squim home.
They have a lot of modular home communities here, but Lavender Meadows stands way above the others. It's beautiful. There's a lot to do here. We have a beautiful clubhouse. We have bocce ball courts. We have a pickleball court. We have so many friends. It's like one big family here now.
Come tour Lavender Meadows in Squim or go to lavendermeadowsmhc.com.
All right, it is Wednesday, but because we have a Mariner game tomorrow, we are moving up our business bits thing because I didn't want to preempt Kevin Holt for an entire month. So
we got some good news today too. So that's fun.
There we go. So Kevin's joining us with our business bit segment, and this is where he comes in, usually weekly, to chat about things that he sees out there in the world of business and the economy and being a consumer and all of that as well. And today we're going to be apparently all about online shopping habits.
That's right.
All right.
You know, it might be time to update your online shopping habits because things change so fast in the e-commerce world that most of us just stop trying to keep up. You know, we find something that works for us and we just go with it. But with today's financial pressures, now might be a good time to reevaluate how we spend our money online. So we'll look at some old favorites, some new players, and some scary stuff to watch out for. Mm-hmm. So believe it or not, Amazon is now a 30-year-old company.
It's not an upstart. We still think of it as this new shiny thing.
Like it was 5 years old or something, but that was 25 years ago. So that's something, just, when you think about it, people made a living writing about their demise. and they never quite demised. So, it once a simple online bookseller, but Amazon thrives on change, and this means longtime Amazon users should probably reevaluate their shopping habits. Amazon has shifted from a simple marketplace to an always-on product and content ecosystem. Convenience is still number one, but watch out for higher costs, consumption creep, and less relevant recommendations. And 30-minute deliveries in Seattle, I guess, now.
Are they doing it in Seattle? 30
they launched at 30 minutes. So most of us have noticed advertising now dominates the top search pages. Amazon searches return up to 15 sponsored items in the first 25 results. You got to look for that little grayed out sponsor label there. I've gotten caught on that a couple of times. Now, Amazon has bundled and rebundled Prime with different content packages. You've got audio, you've got video, you've got Kindle, you've got NFL Thursday Night Football, you've got podcasts, hello Oblivion. It could be just about anything. But if you don't use those features, you might take another look at whether or not you want to cough up that $139 a year to be a member of Prime. If you buy in volume, many items now offer free standard shipping with a $35 minimum order. So if you're a less frequent shopper and you buy in high volume and you don't use that streaming content very much, you might not need Prime.
Yeah, okay.
You also want to look out for those AI-driven recommendations. Amazon algorithms have evolved to predict your needs. Amazon uses site browsing and purchase history to woo you into extra purchases, and we've all experienced that.
It pops up every time.
Oh, yeah.
And you might need this. You might need yeah.
Have you noticed now when you get your order ready and you're going to checkout, you'll get a splash of the last 25 items you bought. Hey, do you need more of these? So, yeah, they're working you. And many customers now report regretting an impulse buy. So, if you are staying with Amazon, be sure to check out some of their new shopping tools. I just used this the other day. Buy with Prime off of Amazon. So there are sellers that offer you the opportunity to buy through your Prime account. I bought, Angel's new deer fence from a company called Deer Busters, who let me buy it through Amazon Prime.
But they're not. But that's not Amazon.
They're
totally on their own. They're just using that as the vehicle.
They are
their transactional vehicle.
Yep. Okay. And a couple of big rolls of fence cost a bit of money to ship.
True.
So that was a good Amazon Prime buy.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get free shipping then, or did you?
Yes. Yeah. It was a Prime free shipping deal for a whole bunch of fence. Because the deer got hungry last winter and smashed our deer fence when there was no food in the vegetable garden. So they're not just destructive; they're smart. So Amazon Day is another option that you might consider. Instead of multiple boxes arriving throughout the week, you can choose a specific day. And then all your deliveries will arrive at once, and that's going to reduce your packaging waste and your risk of theft. Another thing you've got, and everybody knows that there are different places you can have your orders delivered other than your home. One of those places is Swain's. Swain's has a delivery receiving service as well as
did not know that.
A return desk. That's right. Yeah, they've got some signage about that. So be sure to check that out. Now, Prime offers the biggest selection of benefits and the most content and the highest prices, but there are some alternatives. Some customers find more value with Walmart Plus or Target's Circle 360. Both cost less, but they do have a minimum $35 order. Now, there was probably a lot of soul searching done when the folks that design these programs chose that dollar number. But with today's prices, that almost seems nostalgic. $35 minimum dollar. Oh, you mean like a loaf of bread? Yeah, no problem. So both are going to give you some different opportunities. They focus more on grocery and local store delivery support. They don't have warehouses here. So Amazon, again, the grandfather of these programs, $139 a year. That's best if you do use the digital ecosystem and you suck down that streaming and music and you use the Kindle book program where you can just read as many books as you want for a monthly fee. And we are expecting an Amazon distribution center in Port Angeles. One of Angel's clients works on permits, and she said she just approved the biggest permit she's ever seen in Port Angeles, $70 million. Wow. So they're building it. So our delivery times are going to change drastically in certain products. We're going to get stuff in 20 minutes or 30 minutes too. And Prime still offers that fast shipping and no minimum order on most items. So if you're the kind of person that goes, oh, I want one of those, click, it's still a pretty good deal. Walmart Plus is only $90 a year, and that's the clear winner for grocery-centric households. Walmart offers content through Paramount Plus Essential, so you do get some streaming services. They have fuel discounts, and you get auto service perks, but only in Squim because they don't have the auto service
That's
here.
right, yeah, right.
And Target Circle 360 can be as low as $49 a year if you pay with your Target card. Target focuses on frequent Target shoppers who value convenience and fashion brands. It's got 90% of those customer orders are fulfilled from local stores. So Target doesn't offer any content, but it does offer a monthly free product selection, and they add another 30 days to your return. So you've got a lot more flexibility in sending something back. They're up to 60 days.
But we don't have a Target locally.
No, our closest one is in Silverdale, so some services might be limited in our area, as the disclaimer goes. Well, let's look at some of those new options now. Beyond the big three, you've got Amazon, Walmart, and Target. There are some other platforms that specialize in little niches that offer unique benefits. Thrive Market is only $59 a year, and it's a membership-based platform offering organic, non-GMO, and sustainable products. Customers who have specific dietary needs love it.
Yeah.
And the prices are about 60% lower than street retail because they're buying in much bigger volumes than the kinds of stores you would find those items in. I've been avoiding salt, so it's nice to find salt-free potato chips and salt-free corn chips and stuff like that, and Thrive has them. There are some local outlets as well, but volume is such that the availability comes and goes. So
true, yeah.
You might not always find it when you need it. Now, I see a few Newegg boxes out back from time to time, so I know Todd's a customer. It's a veteran site that's expanded into community-centric platforms for gamers and tech enthusiasts. So there's a lot more reviews and customer commentary about the product.
I find out more about products that I don't necessarily buy them from Newegg.
Right,
but I research through them a lot about things that...
They go in deep. Yeah, there's a lot of information. And so those technical specifications support sophisticated buyers, like Todd. Instacart Plus is a $99 delivery service. They're not a seller of anything in particular, but they go way beyond groceries, and they deliver items from retailers like Costco. And so Instacart Plus also includes a free Peacock subscription, so you get some member content as well. And I did not know that.
I knew that only because I was so perturbed that I could not watch our WSU Cougars one year.
Right.
Because that was the Apple Cup was on Peacock only.
That's right.
And my dear wife said, but I'm on Instacart, and I saw something on there about a Peacock thing.
I'm so glad I married you.
Yeah, so I was able to watch it. They offered a trial through it as well, so I didn't even have to stay on it, which was good.
Very nice. So you couged it.
I did. I did. In a good way.
Yes, the positive kind. So these are some good choices. There's also some bad ones out there. One in particular that's been coming up a lot in everybody's feeds are those, I'm a senior citizen who owns this craft business and I'm clearing out my last inventory. Please buy from me. Those are actually industrially produced in China. They produce tens of thousands of those phony ads. And the way it works is the website runs for about 90 days. And so if you order early, you'll get a Chinese knockoff of what they promised you'd get, the jewelry or the hat or the boots. If you place your order midway through their existence, you'll just get something as what they call a brushing scheme. Hey, I sent you a package. So it appears that they've performed. But if you order within make 90 days before they shut down, you just get nothing. You just get ripped off.
Yeah, because they just go away.
Right. And so they roll those out 10, 20, 30 at a time, and they're stealing.
And they're everywhere, too.
And they're stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars a day from American citizens. And this is a state actor situation where you've got a nation that is saying, citizens, please go steal from Americans. We hate them, and you hate them, too. So let's go get them. So that's something we've all got to watch out for. And some of the newer regular marketplaces that aren't a state actor fraud, they still use really heavy psychological tactics. They use flash sale countdown timers and mandatory daily check-ins to qualify for discounts. They make you invite a friend in order to get in on the deals. And these gamifications encourage impulse buying before users can properly vet the product and service quality. So you've sucked all your friends in before you find out it's a bad deal.
Mm-hmm.
I can think of a couple of places that did that, one being Temu. When they first came out, and one of my wife's clients is a letter carrier, and she was saying that if she saw one more orange bag, she was going to throw up because for a while they were everywhere. This is another one that we got caught up on. Viral ads on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, they feature influencers with some really questionable promotions. And long ago, my wife saw a purse on one of these that she thought would be nice, so I got out my credit card and bought it for her, and not 5 minutes later, my credit union called and said, "This is a recorded line. I have a question about your credit card, Mr. Holt." And I said, "Sure, how can I help you? Are you in Houston, Texas right now buying 5 laptop computers?"
That fast.
That fast.
Wow.
She did get the purse. It's pretty nice, but pretty expensive.
Did you get it shut down before you got ripped off? Okay,
yeah,
good.
absolutely. Yeah, again, join credit unions. They're your savior in situations like this. And you want to avoid sites that require obscure payment platforms or cash apps. You know, legitimate sellers will let you use a credit card or PayPal so you get protection. If they don't want to do that, well, they're probably going to rip you off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, our bane of our existence, fake reviews, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But, I found a fun tip with AI. Check the 3-star reviews, because nobody pays for those.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
I never even thought about that.
It never occurred to me, but yeah, the 3-star reviews are almost guaranteed genuine because nobody's going to pay for that. Nobody's going to write those for money. There's also, and we've all seen these, the review that's got no information. "Hey, look great, buy 2. Yeah. Whereas a normal review would say, I bought this for my dog and it didn't fit his left paw and I'm so mad. And also, and this was an AI recommendation, I said, "Oh, thanks. Now we know what you think of humans. Look for text that's too perfect, lacking the slang, rambling, and grammatical errors found with human content." So thanks, AI. Glad you're on our side.
True,
it is, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also look for photo reviews because those are very hard to do at scale.
I'll tell you, if I'm on Amazon, I'll look for I'll go to ones where people give me a photo. Here's a picture of my product or a video of me trying to use it. Yep.
And you can use AI to evaluate reviews on e-commerce sites. AI can identify AI-created reviews.
I know. You can ask AI to say, "Is that AI?"
That's right.
Right.
And there's some other AI applications if you really want to get deep into it. So just use your favorite search engine or AI to say.
And I have one more tip on Amazon, especially because they'll give you hundreds and hundreds of reviews. If you go in there, be careful because often they're a review of not that product that you had.
That is so true.
It's of the business itself. Yes. This guy might have sold a different sort of widget.
Yes.
And it plops in on you.
Or version 2, and we're already up to version 5.
Right.
And version 5 got rid of a bunch of benefits that were on version 2.
Yep, right.
So just to wrap up, use your head. Because you can lose money at scale on e-commerce. So, next time we'll have a little fun conversation about why there are so many empty commercial buildings in Port Angeles. The answers might surprise you because we tend to blame ourselves here. When we see economic problems, our town's in the dumps, we're no good. This time it's not us. It's the buildings, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, my goodness. The building, we're going to blame the inanimate object.
The inanimate object's fault. That's right.
I love it. All right. If you'd like to contact Kevin, he actually does a little business counseling, coaching kind of things, too. And you can find stuff like this on his website at kevinyourbusinesscoach.com, and also a convenient way you can drop a line to Kevin, too. So
you sure can.
Thanks for coming in on a different day.
I'm going to be so confused tomorrow when it's not Friday.
I know. All right, Kevin Holt, thanks. We're going to check in with the news next.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on News Radio KONP.
As each season changes, one thing stays the same. Airport Garden Center is always here to help your yard and garden grow. Airport Garden Center opened for business in 1977 as a pet, plant, and feed store by Eldora and Floyd Matthews. The family-run operation continues with Mark and Betsy Matthews passionately managing the business to this day. Their family provides your family quality service, products, and expert advice for a fun, rewarding, pet and child-friendly shopping atmosphere. We love helping you plan next season by offering monthly special savings too. Go to airportgarden.biz for current specials and seasonal classes and events, or just stop on by our spacious indoor-outdoor garden center on Edgewood Drive in Port Angeles to chat with the experts. Airport Garden Center, planting knowledge, growing gardeners since 1977.
Hi everyone, this is Leslie Robertson from the Port Angeles Chamber of Commerce, and I'm telling you to get ready for this year's 4th of July because it is truly going to be one for the history books. We have a day full of festivities, including our apple pie baking contest, a hot dog eating contest, cornhole tournament, lawn demo derby, and of course the Kids Zone at Port Angeles City Pier. This year's parade, sponsored by Kitsap Bank and produced by Lambert Consulting, has an extra special theme celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. As the sun goes down, Black Diamond Junction takes the stage for a live concert, and closing out the night, fireworks are back over Port Angeles Harbor, brought to you by Astound Broadband and the Port Angeles Chamber of Commerce. For information about these events or your parade application, please visit our website at portangeles.org. Once again, get your parade applications in as soon as you can at portangeles.org.
Jumpstart your exterior home project. Give Tri-State a call. Are you thinking about a new roof, siding, or windows for your home? Tri-State installs GAF roofing products, James Hardie siding, and Pella window replacements. And right now, Tri-State's offering huge savings. Call today for your free estimate. 360-208-2222.
Tri-State Roofing, we got you covered.
Hi, I'm Dr. Calvin Quo. I'm a primary care physician at Olympic Medical Center. You've likely heard a lot lately about GLP-1 medications for chronic disease and weight loss, but are they right for you? Join me for a free presentation on Thursday, May 21st at 5:30 p.m. in the Seasons Cafe at Olympic Memorial Hospital. We'll discuss how these medications work, potential side effects, and what to ask your doctor. Learn more about the presentation at olympicmedical.org/events. I hope to see you there.
The North Peninsula's news, the North Peninsula's talk. News Radio KONP, Port Angeles Squim, a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News. I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. The economic pressure from the war with Iran is weighing on Americans, paying more for groceries, gas, and energy. Inflation at the wholesale level surged last month by 6% compared to a year ago. In Los Angeles, at a food distribution event, Jose Torres says his family is trying to make ends meet.
It's really bad. That's why we're here. You know, prices are going sky high. Everything's really pricey, even the gas and everything. So it makes it a little bit hard.
Inflation, along with trade and the Iran conflict, will be on the agenda in Beijing. President Trump received a red carpet welcome and is set to hold summit talks with China's leader. ABC's Selena Wang has more.
The Trump administration prior to this trip has made it clear that they want Beijing to use their leverage over Tehran to convince Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. But what I'm hearing from experts is that China doesn't want to get drawn too deeply into this. They're happy to encourage an end to this war. They would prefer that it ends, but they don't want to get too involved because they really see this as America's problem to solve.
The Senate confirmed the nomination for Kevin Warsh today, clearing the final hurdle to become the new Federal Reserve Chair. In Utah, a judge sentenced Corey Richins to life in prison today without parole. The mother and wife was convicted of fatally lacing her husband's drink with fentanyl.
Moments after Corey Richins spoke to the court with a message for her 3 children.
I did not abandon you.
The judge handed down her sentence after a jury convicted Richins of killing her husband for life insurance money by serving him a fentanyl-tainted cocktail in bed.
The court hereby sentences you to life without parole.
Richins maintains her innocence. Her attorneys told the court they plan to move for a new trial. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Health officials are monitoring 36 people across the U.S. exposed to hantavirus. It includes cruise ship passengers who remain in quarantine centers in Nebraska and Georgia. You're listening to ABC News.
All about the secret war on our cash and the free report you can receive a copy of by contacting Swiss America at 800-289-2646. I'd also like to encourage you to subscribe to their podcast on YouTube. Just search Swiss America Trading. The podcast can provide you a ton of vital information and financial news in the challenging and uncertain times we're in. Subscribe today. Learn more about BRICS, industry leaders, and their market predictions for the future, along with what you might expect to see in terms of precious metal performance in the weeks and months ahead. Message and data rates may apply.
I'm Lindsay Davis. For the latest on today's headlines, be sure to watch Prime tonight, starting at 7 Eastern on ABC News Live. Now with more news, here's Michelle Franzen.
The South Carolina Supreme Court tossing out the murder conviction of Alex Murdaugh today. In the ruling, the court said due to jury tampering by a court clerk. ABC's Andrew Dimbert says other charges still stand.
Murdaugh is not a free man here. He won't be walking out of prison anytime soon. The former attorney also pleaded guilty to stealing around $12 million from his clients, and he's currently serving a 40-year federal sentence, but still looks like on the murder trial he's going to get a new trial here, according to the state Supreme Court, reversing that conviction.
Hundreds of Russian drones attacking Ukrainian cities today. At least 12 people have died, according to officials. Western cities also targeted. More from ABC's Ian Pannell.
I think this is one of the largest, certainly simultaneous attacks. I mean, it's not that we're not seeing wave after wave, but at one point we had something like 250 drones over Ukrainian skies, and that is unusual. It's also unusual to get daytime attacks. Normally, the majority of them are in the cover of darkness, but it shows how Russia continues to terrorize the population.
The FAA says it's spending $16 million to equip all of its ground vehicles at airports with GPS transponders so controllers can see the vehicles. It comes in the wake of that collision at LaGuardia Airport in March when a fire truck hit an Air Canada regional jet. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
KONP News brought to you by McCrory Carpet One. Always priced right, always done right. It's McCrory Carpet One. A new state water supply outlook raising concerns about summer water conditions across the peninsula. The Olympic Basin snowpack measured just 27% of normal the 1st of May, with stream flows on the Elwha and Dungeness rivers projected well below average through September now. Drivers heading west on Highway 101 near Port Angeles will start using the new Ennis Creek Bridge beginning Wednesday night as WSDOT continues work on the Fish Passage project there. Nighttime lane closures will continue through the summer there. And in Quilcene, a pilot escaped injury Tuesday morning after making an emergency landing in a field near the Highway 101-104 interchange. Had an engine fire on board the small private aircraft.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast, brought to you by All Weather Heating and Cooling. High temperatures reach up to 61 this afternoon under mainly clear skies, westerly winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Lows level off around 45. Tonight, partly cloudy. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, chance for rain. Highs level off around 57. Temps below average. Friday and Saturday with highs from the lower 50s to the mid 50s. Rain likely Friday. Chance for storms on Saturday. Taking a look at the extended forecast, 57 Sunday, 60 Monday, and 63 on Tuesday. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, it's 59 degrees.
Normal is broke and common sense is weird, so we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network and the Fairwinds Credit Union Studio, this is The Ramsey Show. George Campbell, #1 best-selling author, Ramsey personality, co-host of Smart Money Happy Hour here on the Ramsey Networks, is my co-host today. The phone number is 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Betty is in Washington, D.C. Hi, Betty. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I can't believe I'm actually talking to you.
Well, I'm honored. How can we help you today?
Well, I'm going to apologize up front in case I cry because this has been a really stressful situation. But long story short, my husband and I have a house that we cannot afford. Our mortgage payment is over $6,000 a month, and it's been listed for over 2 months now, and the house is just not selling. And we got a report back from our Ramsey Trusted Real Estate agents last night that's not very good, and so we're looking at either having to drop the price again and try to find $30,000 while we're in baby step 2 to be able to pay to get out of this house that we can't afford. And the other options that they gave us really were to potentially look at a short sale or a deed in lieu or something like that. And those options aren't on the table because my husband will lose his job if we go that route. And I don't know what to do.
Okay. So what is your household income?
My husband is currently working between 24 and 30 hours of overtime each week to be able to bring in $12,000 a month to take home.
Okay. All right. And your payment is $6,000. And how much debt have you got in baby step 2?
Well, we started out with a lot more than this in July of last year, but we were able to get cruising through December. And now we just have $45,000 left on 2 personal loans.
So how much have you paid off before that, from when you started in June down to 45? What did it start at?
I think the balance was a little over 70,000.
Okay. So how did you get that 30,000 given that this house payment's so high? How did you manage to pull that off? That's impressive.
My husband did receive a bonus at the end of last year, and we used all of that. And I was working at the time when we first got started with our debt snowball. But over the course of last year, I lost all 3 of my part-time jobs, and I have not been able to find another one. And we have a 7-month-old, so I was pregnant during all of that chaos as well. And no one will hire me, apparently.
Yeah. What is your career field?
I am primarily a stay-at-home mom. I homeschool, so I.
No, I mean the jobs that you've been getting. What were you doing? I mean, what is your? If you could go get a dream job right now, making $6,000 a month, what would it be?
I worked remotely doing data entry for the past 10 years.
Making what? What were you making?
I was making about $2,000 a month.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Okay. And the house, you owe so much on it. That's what the $30,000 is that you're afraid you'll have to sell it for less than, or you'll net less than you owe, right?
Correct, sir.
Okay. All right.
What did the report say? You said you got a bad report from the real estate pro.
Yeah, just that if we didn't lower the price, they thought that we had less than a 10% success, likely success rate of being able to sell it. We've been in the house for just under 2 years. We originally purchased it. It was supposed to be with my parents. We were supposed to split it. And as soon as we closed before the first mortgage payment came, my dad went back on his word and said he had never agreed to split it 50% with us, which was what we were all under the impression would happen. And then since then,
is he on the mortgage?
No, he is not.
And not on the ownership either. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, here's the thing. The great news is that with bonuses and finding extra work, both of which could be easily in your future, you've been able to hang on and reduce debt by $30,000. That's fairly impressive, really. And so if we can add the bonuses and the income from you, and I think you can, back to the equation, even if you stop your debt snowball temporarily and start piling up cash to write a check and get out of this house, you can make that. That's gonna work. You're gonna be able to do that. That you're not trapped. You're just in a really sucky temporary situation. But 10 years from now, this will be in the rearview mirror, and you'll be going, oh, that's a dumb thing I did, and my dad lied, and I wouldn't have done it without that, and dadgum, what a horrible mess we got in just about the time the baby was born. About the time Rachel was that age, by the way, I filed bankruptcy, so there you go. I mean, and I'm okay now, so you're going to be okay is my point. But right now, the snapshot that we take's got tears in it, and that's valid. Okay, the snapshot is, I can't breathe. But the film strip says there's an end to the movie that's not the end of the world. The rainbow comes out. So, so I would say stop your debt snowball temporarily and just start piling up cash. Because as soon as you start seeing options, your anxiety level is going to go down. And he picks up all the hours he can pick up, and you pick up all the hours you can pick up. And yes, you'll find something You just gone through a dry spot here, and nobody's hiring people who have 7-month-olds. Not true. You're in Washington, D.C. You'll find something. I mean, is it easy? No. The job market's kind of slow right now. But I think you can do it. Even if you don't get any income coming in, you can make the payment and not go into foreclosure, short sale, or anything else for a period of time until you get rid of it. And pile up $30,000 and get ready to do what the real estate agent said. Let's write a check and get rid of this hellhole. It's driving us nuts, right?
Have you guys actually done a budget to see where this other $6,000 is going in your take-home pay? Because you might find some $1,000 or $2,000 right there.
Yeah, we have. We've actually been pretty locked in since July, which I'm thankful for. But generally speaking, with the work that we had to do to prepare the house for sale and everything, I think we're able to put aside about $1,000 to $1,200 a month right now to go.
Yeah, and then you add your income that you're going to get, and you add his bonus.
And you start selling stuff because the house is going to get sold anyways. Might as well clear some rooms out, make some money off Facebook Marketplace. And all of that can help if you get creative.
Yeah, and again, take the pressure off yourself to get rid of the $45,000. Unless it's a $45,000 car, if it is, sell it and be done with it. But I mean,
two personal loans.
If you're, but I think that the proper perspective on this will give you a lot of give you some of your fight back. And get the tears back, push the tears back from the edge a little bit and go, oh, yeah, we can do this. This is actually doable. I think you can. But I think it's going to be, I think the next 12 months are not going to be fun. And you get rid of the house, you got $30,000, and then you go knock out the 45, and, you learn a whole bunch of lessons in this short period of time about the time the baby was born. And you'll look back on that 20 years later, and baby's 27, and you'll go, man, when you were born, our life sucked.
And the baby will go, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
What's for dinner?
I don't remember that. A lot of people think buying a home starts with going to an open house and falling in love with the kitchen. But if you're buying a home the right way, you start with a trusted guide like Churchill Mortgage. Churchill will show you what actually makes sense for you. Real numbers, not what a bank will approve. Because when you don't start there, fear and emotion end up making your decision. And that's how people get stuck with payments that keep them up at night. What I want for you is confidence that you're buying a home that you'll own, not one that will own you. That's why I've recommended Churchill Mortgage for over 30 years. They listen, answer your questions, and help you start with wisdom so you can move forward with clarity. Listen, if you're thinking about buying a home, don't start with an open house. Start with a trusted guide. Go to churchillmortgage.com and get started today.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing lender.
Hey guys, it's Rachel Cruz. Healthcare is one of the biggest stress points in your budget. It's confusing and most of the time it feels completely out of your control. But there's a better way to handle it. Christian Healthcare Ministries isn't health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry where Christians share each other's medical bills. CHM has been around since 1981. It's predictable and proven, and they've shared over $13 billion in medical bills for their members. Plus, you can choose your own doctor, and there are no network restrictions, and you don't have to wait for open enrollment. So now let's talk about how CHM helps your budget. Programs start at just $115 a month, and many families save hundreds of dollars a month over traditional options. Right now, CHM is offering new members a 50% credit towards their first month of membership. Go to chministries.org/budget and use promo code Ramsey. That's chministries.org/budget and use promo code Ramsey.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jade. So let's be real. Are you good with the way your money is right now? If the answer is absolutely not, I know where you're at. I had $500,000 in debt, guys. I was about to come unglued. But I'm proof that you can change your story. And don't come at me with this, oh, but Jade, I can't do it nonsense. I want you to make progress, not excuses. So if you want to see some real progress with your money, go start Financial Peace University. The principles we teach in this 9-week course changed my life. You're going to learn how to get out of debt, how to build wealth, and when you do what we teach, in just 90 days, you will feel so much better about your money. And I know, because the average FPU grad has an $8,000 turnaround in those 90 days. $8,000? Come on, somebody. Y'all better get this money. It's time to get moving. Don't live with money stress anymore. Start FPU today at RamseySolutions.com/FPU. That's RamseySolutions.com/FPU.
Folks, are you not very excited when you drive to work on Monday morning? Do you feel like you're stuck in the daily grind, just going through the motions without doing work you're truly passionate about? Well, you're not alone. Nearly 70% of Americans are not engaged in their jobs, and I've been there too. I know how frustrating that can be, but you don't have to be one of the 70% anymore. I'm Ken Coleman, an author, speaker, and radio show host at Ramsey Solutions. And if you want to find a job you love, then my book, The Proximity Principle, can help. This book will give you a simple, proven strategy for getting in the right places and around the right people who will connect you to the work you're meant to do. You'll learn how to network the right way, build relationships with experts and mentors, find organizations that will help you grow, and more. This strategy has worked for me, and it's worked for thousands of people who've called into my show. Now it's time for you to take the next step toward work you love. Visit RamseySolutions.com/store today to get your copy of The Proximity Principle. That's RamseySolutions.com/store.
Nate's in Houston. Hi, Nate. How are you?
Doing great.
Good. How can we help?
I have a question about boundaries with parents and money. So, got to have a family, member, or my mom and dad. They want to gift us a vehicle. They had a track, or at least my dad's had a track record of just using parent guilt throughout my life, and it's really created just some tension in our marriage. My dad likes to have control over our life when he doesn't have any really means to it. I'm a breadwinner, and my wife stays home, takes care of the kids. We're active in a church. We're active, and we're states away, so it's really nice to just have that distance. Mm-hmm. But we are trying to respectfully decline